done, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Whatrybe International Women's Day Conference 2026. Thank you for joining us today on this conference. So let me know where you're connecting from in the comment section. Let me know where you're connecting from. If you can hear me, if you can see me, let me know. Register your presence, here in the comment section. And if you know anybody who should join us here on the show right now, please go and give them a shout out. Tell them to join us, okay? Give them a call. Tell them we're live. Send them the link wherever you're watching this from, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, or Instagram, okay? Send them a link. Send them the link and let them join us on the show today, on the conference today, right? I am the energetic EJ, and I would be your compare for today's conference. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, so just a quick overview of what to expect today. It's of course, if you're a member of the tribe, you already know what we represent as a tribe, that we're always forward thinking, looking for ways to push women to the best level of themselves, to the next level, of their journey. And of course, when you think currency, the first thing that comes to mind is often money. But currency is way beyond money. The theme for this year's conference is the currency of women, right? And currency is in this context, is it extends beyond money, it extends beyond financial exchange. It represents value in motion, value that can be recognized, value that can be positioned, and value that can be exchanged and then multiplied, right? For you as a woman, for me as a woman, for us as women. And this currency exists in different dimensions, right? In the way you perceive yourself as a woman, in the way that you lead and structure your life, in the way that you develop and position your skills, in the way that you build and monetize your ideas, and in the way that you connect, that you collaborate, and that you expand your network and your horizon and your idea and your vision. Okay, so today our speakers are well curated to take us on a journey to understanding what these currencies are in the different areas of our lives and how we can maximize it as women. And I hope that we are ready with our pen, with our journals, or with our virtual notepad, whatever it is that works for you. I hope you're ready to take notes, because we are going to be what's the word now? We are going to be wild today and have a lot of value to go home with. All right. So give me 1 second. I'm trying to check something here. I see. Okay. I think I should have checked this setting before we came on, but that's okay. We'll just go ahead. I'm looking at the screen, and I can see the vertical. My head is cut off. So sorry, I can't move more than this because I need you to hear me. So let's just manage it for now, and we'll see how we can adjust afterwards. But yes, if you're joining us on Instagram, please let us know. Send us your comments. Somebody will be there to engage with you on Instagram. And if you're on YouTube, please type your comments in the comment section, or on Facebook also. I see my people on Facebook. Modupe Olayadoku. Okay. I hope I pronounced that well, but thank you for joining us, Modupe. Yes, currency is more than money for a woman. It speaks about value. Absolutely. Okay, we're not even wasting time. So go and call all the latecomers that we're not practicing African time today. We're going right into the conversation, because our first speaker is already sitting pretty in the studio and ready to deliver value to us today. All right. Our first speaker today Our first speaker today is Oroluwa Bukola. She is a finance professional with over a decade of experience in the financial services industry. She currently works within the banking and capital markets practice at the Big Four firm in the UK. Her work is centered on building credibility, discipline, and long-term professional value. Today, she will be speaking on career capital as currency. career capital as currency. I hope you're ready for this one, right? Ladies and gentlemen, well, maybe there's no gentlemen here, unless they are sneaking in. Unless they are sneaking in. Our first speaker today is Orolua Bukola, CFA, and she's going to be talking on career, the currency of career, like career capital as currency. If you're ready, please give me your emoji before I bring on our guest so that we know you're ready. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Give me your emojis. Give me your emojis. Let me know that you're ready, 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 ready for our guest, because she's ready for you as well. Are you ready? If I see two readies in the comment section, I will bring her up. If I don't, we'll stay here. But no, we don't have time. Come on, guys. Come on, ladies. Give me the ready in the comments. Come on. Now, I see it. I see it. Okay. Right. Please, let's welcome on stage Ore Bukola. Hello, Lady Ore. How are you doing today?
Hiya, I'm well, energetic EJ. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing okay.
Fantastic. The stage is all yours. Please wow us the way we are ready for the value that you're bringing for us today.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Kiki as well for bringing me onto this conference and to share a part of it. Sorry, I think I need to move slightly back so that you can see me. So yeah, thank you so much. I don't know, I sent some slides ahead of time, so I don't know if that will be presented or not. It doesn't really matter. I think I am more than happy to talk to you all today about career capital as currency and how to build your professional credibility and value. And to be fair, as I was thinking about it, I mean, you could talk about this in so many ways, but as I was thinking about it, I'm like, when it comes to ladies, I think the number one question I personally have gotten from years of coaching and mentoring career professionals is the confidence piece. So in this particular session, I will show you how building your confidence can basically flow, can create an inflow into your career capital, and you can use that as currency to hold value as a person and as a professional, and at the same time for you to exchange some of those values for you to level up in your career. And I'm hoping and that you will learn a lot from this particular one, and that I will speak to some need at some point this morning. So thank you so much. So if we have the slides up, happy, and I'll just walk through the slides with everybody as quickly as possible. If there's any aspect of this conversation that resonates with you, feel free to put it into the comments, and so that other ladies can read as well and benefit as we go along. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say to you is that you are not invincible. Okay, in any way, shape, or form. People see you. People see that you're there. You're seated there. You are at work. People see you come in and they see you go out. So you are not invincible. And so because a lot of people think visibility or being confident or showing up with a lot of capital is just you being there in person. That is not really the situation. It is more of you being seen for the work that you do and for the value that you bring. And so there is a difference there. Being invincible means that you do not exist, but you do, and people see you, and you've been brought on board to solve critical problems. Okay. So it's just that the world around you, they've not caught up yet with the value that you've brought on board, or they've not caught up yet with the value that you're bringing on board. And that is the difference. So first thing is you exist, you are visible to people. You just need to be visible for the right amount of things, and not just visible for the current value that you bring on board, but being visible for your potential as well. So you are visible. You may not just be seen yet for the value that you bring on board, if that makes any sense. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Now, your career capital is the trust people place in you before you even open up your mouth to talk. It's the fact that people trust you. And I typically talk about this KLT framework, which means that for people to trust you with additional opportunities in your career, people need to first know you, that you exist, that you're there, that they know you by your first name, that someone who is your senior stakeholder at work knows you by your first name, that a decision maker at work knows you by your first name. So it's the K, that they know you. And then the L is that they like you. It's not just that they like you as a person, but that they like you, that you're easy to work with, and that they like you and they like the idea of you having those opportunities. And that is critical. And up on the chain is trust, which is that people trust you. They will close their eyes, they will go to sleep. They know that as long as Ore is involved with this piece of work, is going to get done. They know that as long as Ore is part of this deal, is going to get signed. They know that Ore will do every single thing she needs to do to bring this home. So your career capital is the trust people place in you before you even get to the point where you're opening your mouth to speak up in meetings, in interactions, and just generally in engaging with people. So it's your reputation, it's your track record, and the story that other people tell of you. And that's why over the last couple of months, I've been discussing this heavily across my social media platforms and with my community as well, about the fact that for people to get to a point where they trust you, you have a lot of work to do by pre-intending how you want people to see you, which basically means that if I want to be seen as that fantastic speaker who's brought a lot of energy into this room, who's brought a lot of, support and a lot of value and a lot of, mindset shifting conversations into this room, I should have pre-intended that before coming up on this to this conference, which I have done, and I've created the slides, and I've thought about it, and I'm like, what area am I going to talk about that will project me as the speaker who brings a lot of energy and a lot of value and a lot of conversations that people really need to hear more of. Okay, so if you take that, the way I have thought about it, and you extend that to your own work as well, before you show up on Monday, you pre-intend over the weekend that I'm going to show up at work on Monday. I am going to be confident. I am going to make them see me, not just see me because I exist, but see me for the value that I bring on board. So that is pre-intention. Okay, so if you want people to trust you, there is a lot of pre-intention that needs to happen. And then what pre-intention does for you is that it kind of puts you in a situation where you know exactly what you want to say, you know exactly the kind of problems you want to solve, you know exactly the recommendations you want to give, you know exactly the suggestions you want to give, and you prepare to be all of that, such that in the minds of people, you are unmistakable, you are unmissable, and people can say, when it comes to career coaching, please tap Ore. She's going to have something to say. When it comes to career coaching, tap her. Or when it comes to digital marketing, tap this person. When it comes to tech, tap that person. You want to get to a point where in people's minds, when they're thinking about something or they're thinking about a topic, you are the name on their minds. And that is the availability bias that you need to play into, the recallability bias that you need to play into to be at your absolute best in such a way that people remember you, and they remember you for the right opportunities when those opportunities show up. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Your skills will get you the job. Okay, and what are skills? Your ability to solve problems that people have. Okay, so let me do a bit of digression here. The bigger your skill set, the deeper your pockets. Can I say that again? The bigger your skill set, the deeper your pockets, which means the more problems you can solve for people, the more money you can make, which also means that the more or the bigger the problems you can solve for important people, the deeper your pocket. So the more important problems you can solve for important people, the deeper your pocket. So skills will get you the job. Your ability to solve problems that people have, your qualifications, your expertise, your hard-won knowledge will open the doors for you, and it will earn you, absolutely earn you a seat at the table every single time. So the first thing is to get your skill set up. because it is the tools, they're the tools you need in your tool set. You need to get your skill set up, your ability to solve important problems for important people for as long as you can. So you need to get your skill set up. Now, what's going to keep you in the room and expand, elevate, and act as a leverage to your currency as a lady in corporate is your confidence. Your confidence is what will keep you in the conversation, not just keep you in the room, it will keep you in the conversation. Look, I've seen situations where people have been brought on board into rooms, they have nothing to contribute, and not necessarily because they don't have anything to contribute. They do have stuff to contribute, but they don't have the confidence to contribute those things. And as such, even though they're in the rooms and even though they have access to those rooms, nobody is engaging them because they don't have the confidence. So once you're in, it's your presence, it's your voice, it's your willingness to take up space that determines whether you stay and whether you rise. So confidence is critical if you want to build your currency as a career professional. It is super, super critical. Okay. So let's go to the next one. You don't wait for confidence before you act. So a lot of people see confidence as though confidence is something they just pick off the shelf. Confidence is not something you pick off the shelf. Confidence is a lagging indicator of all the good things you've done. It is a lagging indicator of your actions. It is a lagging indicator of your massive action. You act and then confidence shows up. So the way it works is you have the belief that you can be something. You have the belief that you can be the best person in a particular field. You have all of that, right? Then you go and you act it. So you set up shop, you monetize your knowledge, you show up every single day on social media, having the same message, preaching the same message. And every single time you preach your message, people come and say things to you like, "Already, you're changing my life." I hear that every day, multiple times. Every single day, people say that to me. "Oh, you're changing my life. Oh, you're changing my life. Oh, you're changing my life. Oh, you're changing." And that will continue to fuel my confidence to continue to show up because I can see how the work that I do is creating life-changing experiences for people, which then means that people are experiencing me in an amazing and phenomenal way they couldn't have imagined that they could experience me. And as such, my confidence to show up every single day, goes up. At work, it is the same. You have to take the action. You have to prepare before your meetings. You have to know the stuff that you do. And then you then get into the room. You will decide to speak up because speaking up is not confidence. Speaking up is the action you take to continue to build your confidence. So you speak up, you have those tough conversations, and then confidence is the result. So confidence is the lagging indicator of all the actions that you need to take. Okay. So every time you speak up, you take the lead or you push through discomfort, you're making deposit into your confidence account, and which means that your currency, your capital is going up. All right. So let's go to the next one. Now, when it comes to confidence, this is just one of the things I would like to suggest to you because it is quite critical. It is the small language shifts that needs to happen with you that will create massive impact for you if you want to continue to grow your career capital. Okay. So let's go to the next slide because I'm on the next slide already. So part of the things you need to drop right now is the phrase "I think." So as a lady, you almost always feel like people are judging you, or people would, judge you for something, or people will think that you are not great at something, and as such, you don't want to put your foot on the ground. So you are edging a lot of your conversations. You are edging a lot of your conversations. So words like "I think," you need to replace it with suggestions and recommendations instead. Okay. So instead of saying "I think we should," you should use the phrase "we should." So you drop "I think." So, and it's not that you can't use "I think," it is that you need to slow down on the usage of it. Okay. Words like, we can go to the next slide because I'm on the next slide. Words like I'm just checking in. I just wanted to say, the work just minimizes you. It minimizes your thoughts. It minimizes what you're trying to pass along. So just remove just, okay, from try. When you write an email, for instance, and you see you've used just like 3 times in that email, maybe minimize it to once. Okay. Also get comfortable with saying what you need and what you want. Clarity isn't aggression. Being direct isn't aggression. You need to stay demanding in the most pleasant way possible, and in the most professional way possible. But you need to say what you need and want. And then when you go into meetings, don't get into meetings. You already know what you want, and then you're like, I don't know whether you will give it to me or not. I don't know whether you will give me this flexibility or not. I'm just putting it out there. All of that is going to reduce your career capital, and you don't want that. Okay. The other piece is you need to learn to own your contributions. So you may be in a room with people and you have a contribution, you've contributed to a piece of work and your contribution is 80%, 90%. While you're giving accolades to the team for pulling a huge shift to get stuff done, feel free to also mention the contribution you had to the process that led to the win that the team had. So these are little tiny small language shifts that you can make that increases your confidence and as such increases your career capital. Okay. So stop putting others on a pedestal and forgetting to stand on your own. And this is one mindset shift that I came up with, which is mount yourself. The reason why you will go into meetings and you will not speak up in the meetings is because you've mounted other people and you have demounted yourself. So this is my cry to you in conversations to strip people of the importance that you've given to them in your mind. Mount yourself instead of mounting them. It's a pedestal problem. Stop mounting people, thinking people are better than you. While you stay there, you stay shut down. You're not contributing the way you need to contribute, and as such, you are not giving the value that you have to give, and people are not really looking to you as someone who can solve their problems or as someone who can make meaningful contributions. So stop mounting other people, mount yourself. All right. So being excellent at your job and being recognized for it are two different skills. We mentioned that. I went through that earlier. People can see that you're there. People can see that you do your piece of work and you work with a particular team. But the question is, do they see you for the work that you do specifically? Do they recognize you for the work that you do? Not just knowing you by your name, but that if an opportunity comes through in the line of the work that you do right now, would they tap you on the shoulder and then say, oh, yeah, you've done this before? Absolutely. Come and do this again. Okay. So I need you to understand that. Now, the next one is there are 3 pillars and one powerful reputation. Be known, which I've talked about before. Be trusted. People need to be able to rely on you and be remembered. People, you need to be unmissable, unmistakable. People need to not think about 3 people when they're thinking about a career coach. The first person that comes to mind should be your Bukola. It needs to get to that point. So be known, be trusted, be remembered. The only one I'll put in the middle is be known, be liked, because sometimes you can be known, people know you, they see you, you're visible, they can see you, but they don't like working with you because you're not that likable to work with. They don't find working with you easy. So you need to be liked and you need to do that piece of work. So be known, be liked, be trusted, and then be remembered. Okay? Each step makes the next one easier. So I want you to follow this 5-step process. And there's a reason why I started with confidence, because I feel confidence is going to drive home my point. So the first one is confidence. And as I said, confidence is a lagging indicator of the work that you need to do. So you act before you feel like you're ready. What confidence then does is it gives you visibility, because every single time, because you are acting, then people are seeing you. So people begin to notice your contributions. Instead of keeping quiet, you're speaking up, you're putting your foot on the ground, you're asking for things to be done in the right way. And then you're also building trust along the way. And then opportunities will keep coming your way, and then you can build your career capital. I think there are 2 more slides. Okay, it's just the action before I go away. So your action or assignment, things you probably think about doing is speak up in at least 1 meeting as you go into the new week. It's a great starting point, especially if you don't feel enabled enough to speak up in meetings. Speak up in one. And if you've been speaking up in one, try and speak up in another very high stakes meeting this week. Okay. Tell someone something that you did very well this week. It can be your coach, it can be your friend, it can be your partner, it can be your immediate boss. But in this case, make sure there are people at work. Talk to a colleague this week about something that you've done and that you've done really well. And I've talked about the kind of words that you should use. So, in all, which is my final slide, nobody is coming to save your career. That's not sad. That is your power. You are the architect of your own credibility, and you can build your confidence. You can show up and own up to your own value, and you can build your career brick by brick, and accumulate all the career capital that you need to be successful. All right, that's it from me. You're on mute, energetic EJ.
Okay, sorry about that. Also excited. My nose is full. Very, very succinct, very powerful, very straight to the point, and so on time. Thank you so much, Aureluwa. You brought the value in. Of course, now I know you. I like you, girl. I like you already, okay? And I will remember you. I love it. Confidence, visibility, trust, opportunity, and then career capital. I love it. Very
Yeah.
simple to follow. Remember, I think my biggest takeaway are those tiny language shifts, which is
Yeah.
I think no, you've thought it already. You've thought about it already. You don't need to announce the words again. Just say what you have to say. I think if I would add to that list, it would be sorry. Because
Exactly.
if I would add to that list, it would be sorry. Because you're in a place, you want to ask a question, you're like, sorry, I want to ask it. You already said now it's time for Q&A. Why are you saying sorry? Don't apologize, okay? Thank you so much for your time
You're
here. We
welcome.
appreciate you. I would see
No
we'll
worries.
come back later for all the questions. If you can still stay around, that'll be great so that we can have the Q&A all
Yeah, I
together.
won't be
Thank you
able to
so
stay around, but
much. No problem. No
however we want
problem.
to run it, that's fine.
No problem. Thank you
Okay,
so
guys,
much for
thank you
your
so
time.
much. See you around. Bye.
All right. Yeah, bye. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Please drop in the comment section what is jumping at you. What jumped at you from this session? I think my notes are full. Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You said career capital is the trust people place in you before you even open your mouth to speak. I love it. So please, when you're doing the things you're doing, as you're working, as you're growing in your career, remember that what would people think? Like, are they thinking what they're thinking about you, what they see about you? Is that the perception you're building? Is that the thing you represent? If not, then you need to start making adjustments so that when people think about you, what they're thinking about is exactly what you want them to think about. Like, I want to think like I'm energetic. So I hope you're thinking that I'm energetic already, okay? So please remember that. Thank you so much, Erolua. Okay, we're going to go right into our next speaker because today we're not here to play. It's a one-day conference, but we're also very, very strict with timing so that you can get all the value you need to get and get on with your day. Now, our next speaker is Osamokwe Josephine Omoneye. She is a clinical psychologist and entrepreneur with a strong focus on mental health and self-development. She is known as the encourager, guiding young people through self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and identity. Her work is rooted in helping people understand themselves and make better decisions from that place of understanding themselves. She will be speaking today on inner value as a currency. We've started with your career path as a currency. Now we're going to your inner self, your inner value. Do you even know the value you carry? Do you? Do you want to find out from our next speaker? Okay, I'm going to bring her up now. Ladies, please let's welcome Josephine Omani on stage. Hello, hello, hello. Lady Josephine, can you hear me? How are you doing today?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. I'm doing very well. How are you as well?
Okay. I'm very well, thank you. Okay, it's morning. Oh, okay, it's still morning. Okay, it's still morning. Okay, so it's afternoon over here. So, all right, well done. Thank you so much for joining us today. The stage is yours. Please just deliver the value that you have for us today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Energetic EJ. Thank you so much, Kiki Kewale. Could my slides please be up? I really hope the network allows me to do this seamlessly. Perfect, thank you. So we've been having a very beautiful conversation from the beginning up until now. So I would just be flowing in that aspect, talking about our inner value as our own currency, our own power as women. So I have a question for us on the next slide where I want us to just critically answer this question with in all sincerity. Okay. So the question is, have you ever felt like, you're doing too much? You're doing all the work, you're doing all the, we just learned about, putting our value in the corporate world. You're doing all the presentations, you're doing all of the courses, but deep down you feel like, oh, nobody's noticing any of this. I still feel like I'm not sure about what I'm doing, or you just feel like what you're doing is not enough. You're doing all of the showing up, you're working hard, you're doing your best, the best that you know that this is the best I can do. But deep down, you're asking yourself, is this it? Is this really enough? So, one of the things I observed as a clinical psychologist, next slide please, is that I've sat with a lot of women, um, women in business, women in career, mothers, different kinds of women who are strong, who are capable, women who are hardworking, yet they struggle to really see themselves for who they are. They struggle to appreciate their worth. They even struggle to know what that worth is. So many women have realized that it's not that they're lacking value, it's not that they don't have anything to offer. But the problem is they lack the awareness of that value. So yes, you have what it takes to succeed. You have what it takes to be a great person in that organization. Are you aware of what you value? Are you aware of what you carry, what you offer? So I want to go a bit inward and think about a few things. Next slide, please. So even when life is aligned, you feel like I'm doing the right thing. Notice, yeah, perfect. I'm doing the right things. I feel like, okay, this is what I should be doing. But if you don't understand yourself, if you are not aware of yourself and the worth that you have and the value, remember, we're talking about currency, which, talking about value, what you can offer, you will shrink. You will allow people to shrink you, situations, opportunities will not be able to, you'll be able to grasp all of that. So it's very important you look inward and ask yourself, what do I have to offer? What are those things that I have? So you're not looking for anything, you're not looking for anything.
I think the network just kind of threw our guest out. So, guys, please bear with us. She will be back shortly, I believe. But in the meantime, how are you answering this question? Especially the first one she asked earlier on, like, have you ever felt that, you're doing so much, but it feels like nobody's seeing you, or you're not even sure, like, am I even doing enough? Is what I'm doing even making sense? I've been there. You're like, is anybody even seeing this? Is anybody even benefiting from what I'm doing? And now she's asking us to go inwards to think better. Like, what your great currency is not outside of you, it is within you, right? And that's what she's talking about before. The network threw her out of state. So we're going to wait for a while for her to join us back. In the meantime, you can type in the comment what is coming through for you so far in the conversation. I don't know if anybody's looking at Instagram to see their comments coming in from Instagram, but yeah, let's know what's coming through for you in the conversation so far. Let us know in the comment section. Of course, don't be shy. You already heard the first speaker. Confidence does not come by waiting. No, you act and then confidence comes because you act, not before you act. Okay, confidence does not show up before you act, it shows up while you're acting. All right, so be confident and share what's coming through to you and the words that is jumping at you the most while we wait for our guests to return to the studio to continue this session. shortly. All right. Okay, we're going to just wait a little more, like another 2 minutes, and then if she doesn't come up, we would see if we can quickly do a quick exchange. But let's just give her about a minute or two more to join us back. This is these are some of the things that you experience when it comes to online stuff. Is like the network, from different parts of the world, can just mess it up, and that's okay. So we're not going to stress about it. We're just going to breathe, wait a minute, or we're going to improvise quickly. So just wait 1 more minute, and then we can move on to our next speaker. All right. Wait 1 more minute, and then we'll move on to our next speaker. And then when our current speaker returns, we are going to come back to her. All right. So, yes, she's trying to get back into the session. So let's see if she's able to succeed with that in the next 1 minute. If not, we're going to try to introduce the next speaker, and then hopefully our current speaker comes back up on stage when the network is better. All right, so the next session we're having, our next speaker is a fashion entrepreneur and founder of Bags Warehouse. She has spent over a decade building a retail brand that serves thousands of women and employs over 40 staff. Her approach to business is practical, disciplined, and built on using what is already within reach. And our next speaker will be speaking on value as currency. Value as currency. All right, please join me as I welcome on stage for the next session on value as currency, Lady Mojisola Ijaola. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Is that correct? Did I pronounce that correctly? Is it Ijaola? Okay. I don't know if your mic is muted, but we can't hear you. However, I think Josephine is back in the studio, but let's see if she's settled in yet. But I can't hear you. Please, let's just use the opportunity to test your mic. No, I can't hear you. But your mic wasn't even muted. Your mic wasn't muted, for you just muted the mic now. Okay, so you might need to check your device. Maybe it's connected to something. So possibly. So yeah. Or at this instance now, what we can also do is leave and come join the studio again, because I don't know, maybe to help you reset the system. Yes. Because we can't hear you. All right. So let's see how that goes. I see Lady Josephine is back in the studio, but I don't think she's settled in yet. Maybe the network is still not settled. So Lady Josephine, if you can hear me, please let me know. Can you hear me? Are you here? I think your net, yeah, I couldn't see you already, so that's why I'm waiting. Okay, the network is frozen at the moment. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me try to turn off my video. Hopefully to help.
Yes, maybe. Yeah, let's give that a shot. Let's give that a shot. Okay. All right. So,
Okay,
Lady Josephine is going to continue.
clear?
Not so clear, but I think we can manage. Let's see. You can go ahead, please.
Okay. So we're talking about understanding our inner value, so going inward. So going inward, so just talking about inside of us, but it is within us. So understanding What is our identity? Who are you beyond those roles and titles? Who are you beyond the CEO? Who are you besides being a mom or a sister? Have you been able to know who you are? That is about identity. Then what are your experiences that have shaped or built your unique strength, the person that you are today? So, all of those experiences, both good and bad, have the ability to shape and build you to being a great person. So, I don't want you to um, look down on those experiences. And then one other thing that would help us as women when we want to go inward to find out our greatest currency is understanding our emotions and being able to manage them, which is our emotional intelligence. So understanding your own emotions, what are the things that make you happy, that make you sad, and understanding the emotions of other people. So knowing when to speak and when not to speak, and being able to tell a difference between the two. So talking more about identity in the next slide, um, I mentioned that inner value is made up of three simple things: your identity, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness. Very important that you understand yourself beyond your roles. So you're not just a mom, you're not just a wife, you're not just an employee. You need to find out your core essence. Okay, who are you beyond all of those roles? Who are you beyond the businesswoman with 10 branches across the nation? Who are you beyond all of those things that you seem to have built? Okay, or who are you beyond being a student? So your core essence is your personality and the values that define your character. And then, of course, understanding your natural strengths, the unique abilities that you carry inherently within you. And let me just mention here that your strengths can either be tangible or intangible. What do I mean? When you understand who you are not trying to say, oh, I must be able to be good at cooking. If I'm not good at something that people can see, then that's not a strength. That is not true. I've met women who are very good at critical thinking. What do I mean? If you give them an idea, they're able to break down that idea into about 10 different ideas. It's not something you can see per se, like cooking or making of hair, but it is a natural strength. So as you listen to me and listen to other amazing speakers here today, I want you to begin to ask yourself, what are those things that people come to me for? What are my natural strengths and abilities that I carry inherently within me? Okay, so in the next slide, talking about emotions and experiences, again, I mentioned that inner value is made up of three simple things: your identity, understanding who you are beyond the rules, then emotional intelligence and self awareness, right? So, the way you understand and manage your emotions is a form of power. So, you are not weak for knowing the things that make you angry. You are not weak for knowing the things that make you sad, that make you cry. No, your survival and the things that have made you grow as a woman, they are the things that make you strong. And then they give you some level of wisdom. So, in understanding your inner value, you need to be aware of your feelings and be able to regulate them effectively. Or maybe you're someone who is very expressive, they'll tell you, oh, you're a crybaby, you're always crying, you're always crying. No, you are emotionally aware. Another thing that would help you understand your value as a woman is knowing when to set healthy limits. So you'll be able to notice, okay, no, this relationship does not serve me. I think it's time for me to leave. Oh, I would prefer you treat me this way. I would prefer you talk to me this way. So you're setting limits that protect your peace and honor your inner value. You're not allowing anyone to talk to you or treat you anyhow. Okay, and understanding your growth and survival, the things that have made you grow as a woman, everything you have been through has built some level of resilience and character. So even when you're speaking about, oh, your birthing experience as a mother, or when you survived that toxic boss, or when you were able to tolerate that mother-in-law, aha, that is a strength for you. Okay, so also inner wisdom. When you have survived certain stories, okay, you would be able to say, yes, I have gained some level of wisdom. These are the things that are your strengths. These are the things that you can say are the things that make me a valuable woman. Being able to understand your emotions, you're emotionally aware, you're able to set healthy boundaries, you've grown, you've survived things, and you've grown in wisdom. So a few years ago, I'd like to share a personal story. Of course, I'm not saying any of the person's details, but I worked with a particular woman. The next slide, a particular woman. She was very intelligent, very very intelligent, very hardworking. She was doing very well. Someone look at her and say, "Oh, I would like to be with." Let me use my name now, Josephine. She's a great person. She's a great psychologist. But every time this particular client of mine had the opportunity to speak up, she would hold back. So if there was a time to apply for a promotion at work or just put in your best foot forward, she would hold back, not because she wasn't smart enough, not because she wasn't good enough for that position, but she just felt, I don't think there's anything special about me. She had a lot of barriers, internalized beliefs. She would hesitate. She would hold back on opportunities both at work and outside. She had the blind spot that made her unable to recognize her unique strengths, even in the things that have built her. So what did this happen? It led to her shrinking her presence because she couldn't see her value. So what I'm trying to let us know is that we are the first people, we are the first persons that would recognize our values. We are not going to wait for other people to recognize our values. No. So after working with me in therapy and a couple of things, the transformation in the next slide was that she began to learn more about herself. Like I said earlier on, it's not that you don't have value. No, you lack the awareness of it. So when we're talking about the transformation that happened to this particular client of mine, she began to speak up. She began to realize that, oh, I'm actually good. Nothing per se changed, in her external, but it was more of the inside work, internal work that she did. Oh, she began to understand herself. She recognized the things she was good at. She also recognized the things that she wasn't good at. So understanding your weakness or the things that you're not good at is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a strength. She began to speak up. When she had knowledge about something, she would share it. Okay, and what's the list? What's that could happen? She will get a no, or no, 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 don't say it this way or do it this way. She began to take action, stepping forward to take up new opportunities. And guess what? It was like a new glory, a new level of confidence began to radiate, around her. So very quickly, as I round up, why do we struggle as women? Why do we have a problem recognizing our values? So in psychology, we understand that, excuse me, the way we think about ourselves shapes how we show up in the world. Okay, several factors could cloud our inability to see our true values. So what are those factors? Conditioning. Growing up, we've been told, oh, don't talk too much. You're a woman. This is how you want to be as a woman. When you're sweeping, this is how you want to be sweeping in your husband's house. Things like that. So we've been conditioned by society to think in a certain way, to speak up in a certain way, or not to speak up in a certain way. Why do we also struggle to see our inner value? Because we are comparing ourselves with other women. Oh, look at me. I'm here. This other woman, we started together, and look at her. Look at that. Look at, no, 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 no. That is wrong. Or we have the internal critic. Okay, we're always telling ourselves, oh, you're not good enough. Others are doing better. Oh, you should do this harder. You should work harder, which is great. But if you're telling yourself you're not good enough, that's bad. I'll hear statements, people telling me, oh, you need to speak hard on yourself so that you'll be able to push yourself forward. No, I don't agree. You can be truthful to yourself, but you can also teach yourself and speak to yourself with grace. Or you have societal pressure or self-perception telling us these are the ways we should look at ourselves. These are some of the reasons why we struggle. So we've conditioned our minds, or society have conditioned us to compare ourselves and to criticize ourselves, which is very, very wrong. So what happens in the next slide when we don't know our values? The cost of not knowing our values, our inner values as women, there are lots. When you don't know your value, you accept anything. Oh, okay. If you accept anything, anything goes. And this is a profound cost to our own worth. We begin to underprice ourselves. So if you are a businesswoman, you know something, you sell it for 10,000 naira. But because you are not confident in your value, let me just sell it for 5,000 naira so that people will not say that I'm charging too much. You underprice yourself. Okay, you've seen yourself less of who you are, or you begin to overwork yourself, trying to prove to yourself or to prove to other people why they should treat you the way you want them to treat you. You begin to, you know, people pleasing, all right? You struggle with having the right boundaries, or you're staying too long in places that don't serve you. These and many more are the cost of not knowing our true value. So as I close, I want us to do a level of reflection and closing. Three things. I want us to identify three things. What are those three things that you carry that are valuable? What is that strength you have? What is that story that you have that if you mention it, people are like, wow, you went through this, great. What is that challenge that you overcame? And then what is something that people naturally come to you for? So again, three things that you carry. Do this level of reflection, and if you have a note, very, very great. What is that strength that you have? What is that challenge that you have overcome? And what is something that people naturally come to you for? So your value is not something you need to chase. No, 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 not at all. It is something you need to recognize. You need to look deep down within yourself and own it. You are strong. You are confident in your value, whatever that value is. Remember, I said it's who you are, your identity, your level of emotional intelligence, and your self awareness. So, three reflection prompts for us. What is your core strength? Okay. What is that one thing you do effortlessly that other people find difficult? Resilience. What challenges have you overcame that built your wisdom? And what
Mm,
is your natural gift that people
mm.
naturally come to you for? So thank you very much. I apologize for the network, and I hope you got
No
something
worries.
valuable
No
from this
worries
very
at
short.
all. No worries at all. Thank you so much. You brought value. I love this. And I love how you simplified it and how you broke it down into the different segments, right? The first part, the second, the third, the fourth, and I just love it. And I think my takeaway, my biggest takeaway from this session is the psychological barriers and how to recognize them, to know that these are conditionings, they are the inner critic, the voices that won't keep quiet, the wrong expectations that we might have of ourselves or that others have of us that we've not managed well, our comparison with other people, and of course, societal or social pressure. I love it. And then the cost of not knowing that, please, that's something we have to sit on, ladies. It's something most of us struggle with, or most women struggle with, underpricing yourself, overworking yourself, struggling with boundaries, and then staying too long in places that do not serve you. Thank you so much, Josephine, for such a valuable session, regardless of the interruption in the network. You still brought value to the board. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate and celebrate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, ladies in the building, let me see in the comment section what's jumping out for you. Let us know that you're getting value. Me, I'm getting a lot of value. I hope you're getting value too. I hope you're getting value too. So please let me know in the comment section what jumped at you the most in the session. I love that. Mudupe says, don't overstay in places that don't serve you. Like, don't. This is a it's a struggle. It's a struggle. Just because you're like, if I live here now, the lie we tell ourselves for doing this. We say, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So let's stay here. Let's manage here because you don't know what's out there. So let's not fall for that lie. Don't stay too long in places where it no longer serves you. When you recognize the value that you carry, you can step up into any room knowing that you are the value. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Oh, but Kiki says, I am beyond the role. Yes. Who I am is beyond the roles that I have. We love, 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 love it. Okay, so now we're going to move right in into our next speaker. And of course, we already introduced her, and we hope that the mic is going to come on this time. All right. So, ladies, let us welcome back on stage Mojisola Ijaola. Hello. I hope I can hear you. Ah, what's going on here? What's going on? Are you using your laptop? You're using your laptop. Okay, so go to settings. Go to settings on on StreamYard. Can you see settings? If you go to settings, look at audio. If you look at audio, you will see mic. Please check. It might be that maybe your laptop is connected to an earpiece or something before, or Bluetooth or something. So you might need to disconnect it and use your laptop microphone. Or if you have a microphone, you need StreamYard to pick that mic. So that's it. So while we wait for Lady Mojisola to sort that out, I'm still reading the comment section to see what is coming out for you. Mojupe says, share your strength, share your story, share your challenges, and how you were able to overcome them. I love it. And that would help you see that, see, you truly carry value, and your experiences are not a waste at all. Good, bad, and ugly. All of those experiences come together to make you the amazing person that you are today. So don't be shy about it. Don't let, like, is it even enough? Because maybe, sometimes we've heard other people's story, and we can hear that, oh my God, and everybody's like, oh wow. And then you're like, yeah, mine is so tiny. Don't worry, it's your story, it's your journey, it's your experience, right? And it is valid. Any luck, Lady Marisola? No, we can't hear you still. Were you able to see the settings? Okay. Let me check on this end. Yeah, your mic is on. Okay. Hmm. All right. Do you have another device by any chance? Maybe you can join with your phone or something. Okay. All right, no problem. All right, so we're going to give Lady Mojisola another 2 minutes to quickly switch devices to join us on her mobile device. Let's see if we're able to hear her then. While that is going on, let's get back into the comment section. Let's see what's going on there to see what's coming in for us. Okay, I see another comment. Multiple life, we're giving gifts. You should be winning gifts today because you are really, really doing a good job in scribing and scribbling for us today and typing what's coming through for you. Mojikwela says, don't overstay in places that don't serve you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And ask the question. Lady Kiki says, ask the question, what is my identity? Who am I? I need to be able to define that for myself so that nobody else is going to tell me who I am. I know who I am, and I'm going to show up as that. And even when you feel like, oh, who I am right now is not where I want to be, the truth is you are on a journey. And so you can graciously walk through that journey and carry your audience along to say, I'm on this journey. I'm going here. This is where I'm at. I'm not there yet, but I'm on my journey there. And so you do it so graciously and with confidence without having any shame or any kind of feeling any kind of way that is detrimental to you or anyone else. All right. So yes, yes, yes. Very, very fantastic sessions we've had so far today. I love, love, love the content that is coming through. And I know that Lady Mojisola is ready for us to bring value. And the tech is trying to cut it, but we're not going to agree. We will not agree for anybody here. So we're gonna try if we're able to hear her on our yes. So
Okay. How about now?
yes, we can hear you now, but then you have to go off from your laptop. That's why it's giving the feedback.
Okay.
Fantastic. Awesome. Yes, we did it. Shame on the tech. Shame on the tech. All right, the stage is yours. And yes, Mojigola, thank you for this last one. No one else is permitted to define me. I love it. Yes, I define who I am and I show up with it confidently. Yes, Lady Mojisola, the stage is yours. Please take us away.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for this privilege. Hope by Kiki Okewale, thank you for bringing me on to this program. Thank you. So I'm supposed to speak on building a profitable brand with with what you have. Please, could you repeat that topic again? Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Yes, the
Building a
topic is
profitable brand.
value as currency. Value as currency.
Yes, and my topic: building a profitable brand with what you have.
Yes.
Okay, so from that topic, really, what is it that you have exactly? Do you have some skills? It could even be a business that you have already. Do you have knowledge? Do you have some expertise? What is it that you currently have that you want to monetize, that you want to make money out of? So, first is for you to be able to identify it. At the moment you're able to identify what you have, then identify the suitable market for that thing in your hands. Okay, for example, okay, let me not speak too much English. For example, okay, we have a place of passion, there is a place of skills, of expertise, of knowledge, but it is not enough. Having all that. For example, okay, I could be skillful in the area of maybe cooking. I have passion for drama, for content and all, but that is not enough. Who are you serving? Who are the people that are in need of that thing that you have passion for? That's the knowledge that you have, or maybe perhaps I have knowledge about where I could source for items in wholesale or something. The knowledge is not enough, So who are the people that are in need of it? Who do you want to serve? So the moment you have all that, whatever it is that you have in your hands now, get identify a market for it. So that is the first that is the first stage. And the funny thing is, many of this market that we are talking about, they're actually around us. It is just that oftentimes we either ignore it, or we don't appreciate it, or we don't even know it. For example, you want to start a business now or something, and you're looking for a market for a business you want to start. See, your WhatsApp contact list is a market on its own, where you can actually start from, right? A repeat customer is a community, is a brand community you are building there. Like what you call, you have a particular skill, you have a particular knowledge or something, that's value on its own. You have a small shop, that is a sales channel for you. So many times, all of these things, they are just around us, but we either ignore it, or we are not appreciating, or we lack clarity. So let me give an example of a friend. Sometimes she reached out to me years back, and she was like, Muji, we finished school together, so I know her very well. So she reached out, and she was saying that she wants to start drop shipping from me and all. So I was like, what drop shipping? You're a makeup artist. What are you? How does that relate? Do you understand? So at that point, we got talking, and she made me realize that because I have always known her, she's very, very good at her craft. So at that point, she opened up that by the time she was getting married, she needed to relocate to another state. And you know how this makeup thing is? Like, your customers are just practically the people around you. You go out to do makeup for people and stuff. So by the time she relocated, like she needed to just start at ground zero. Do you understand? It was a new location and stuff. So she now reached out that, it's over 2 years that she has been there. No, she wasn't really getting the job and stuff. So while we're having that, she wants to start the job shipping. So while we're having that conversation, it just crossed my mind that you already have the experience. You have the experience, you have the skills, you're good at what you do. So what you need is, you need markets for the experience that you already have. Then probably she also said she doesn't have money, at that time and stuff. So, and while we're having that conversation, something crossed my mind, like, since you are a makeup artist, why not? I told her that you can get a pack of blade, a pack of razor, and eye pencils, just put in your bag, attend gatherings, church and stuff, and offer to do to carve out people's brows. You all know how it is with ladies. If you don't know how to carve out your brows, you don't know it. That is one thing we struggle with. In fact, that is why many of us go around doing this microblading and stuff. So I was not like, okay, why not, warm up to people and offer to do it for them free, and, carve out their this thing. And even in churches and stuff, you could actually go make their gele free. Because when you do that and you exchange contacts, on the day those people are going to need that service, you are going to be top of the mind. And I just said it, and, I thought I would be expecting her. I just forgot about it. So I didn't know she noted it. So a few about a few months ago, she reached out and she was like, that thing I told her that day. In fact, she actually called me to tell me she wanted to open a studio. That she, that's that thing that she had a testimony, and she went on and on. Like that thing I told her, she, put it to use even beyond what I, told her to do and stuff. And trust me. So by the time she started to do it, she said she would tell, people to either snap them or use their phone to snap the gele and the makeup, and just like, okay, madam, can you just post it on your status and put my number or something, and like that. So that was how she started to get jobs. And even some people will be like, can you also help me do my makeup? I have my makeup bag in my purse, stuff like that. And she would do. And she started recommending makeups and stuff for people. And before you know it, she started getting jobs. People started paying her to get them makeup and stuff. And trust me, she called me that she was opening a store, and not even one store, it's two. She got a big space where she divided into studio and, like a store where she sells makeup. So many times it is not okay, you need the money or it is just clarity that we need sometimes. Then going out of your way to, get market for what is it that it could be the skills that you have. For example, this lady, she has skills, but she needed, clarity on, okay, now I have the skills, how do I assess market in a new place? And that was just it. Even how Bags Warehouse came into being on its own also, it is a function of this too. Because for me, not like I had a skill at that time, or I was knowledgeable in one particular thing. It was just I'm a passionate person. If I put my mind at, okay, this is what I want to achieve, I follow it through, and I ensure I do it and do it very, very well. So I was just passionate, and Nigeria just happened one way or the other, and I found myself somewhere. And, Bags Warehouse just, came to being like that. So that is number one. And if you already also have a business and you're not doing well at the moment, please, it could be that you have not really identified your market. So you could do well in that regard and, work on that. So that's one. Then two is visibility. You also need visibility, because it is not only, having the market, having the right knowledge, having money to do the business or whatever. It doesn't only stop at that. While you known, people know what you do, so you need visibility. There's this slide that we always tell, that we usually just tell ourselves, like, okay, I don't have enough followers. Maybe if I have enough followers, I'll be able to make more money. I'll be able to make more sales. I only have 200 followers. Please, 200 followers is not small. It's like putting 200 people into, I put 200 people into this room now, and I'm saying that is not small. And I put 200 people into this room, and I say, okay, pitch whatever it is to them. It is not small. So 10,000 followers won't fix what you are not doing. So what am I saying in essence is, maybe on your social media, for you to get visibility for whatever it is that you're doing, please post with intention. For example, you're into a product business or something. By the time, before you click share, please ask yourself, this product I want to put out there, is it looking nice enough for people to want to buy? By the caption and all of that, has it answer all the questions that customers might want to? Like, for example, now for Bags Warehouse, I want to post a shoe. I didn't put the size, I didn't put the price. Does it I mean, whatever you're putting out there, does it answer the questions that people might likely ask about that item? And does it look good enough to make people want to buy it? So all these questions you first ask yourself before you post. Okay, so there was a day at the store, a vendor customer walked up to me and she was so troubled, and she was like, madam, if that day I was making a content, and she waited. So we now got gisting, and she said, ma'am, how do you do these things? Because I've been on social media for like 8 years. I am not selling, I'm not that and that. And I just took my time to listen to her. Like, how are you doing it? What do I need to do differently and stuff? And I listened to her. So first I was like, okay, what are you into? And she said she's into not ready to wear. She's into ready-made, office wears. So, and I like, okay, can I see your Instagram page? In fact, the moment she opened her Instagram page, the first 6 stuff I saw there was the latest outings that she went for, and all. That was one. Then next to it were some Chinese looking pictures. Those are probably pictures that the Chinese supplier sent to her. So those were the things that she put there. And when it comes to visibility and all that, before people can buy from you, they must be able to trust you. They must see you, be able to relate with you and all that. So by all the things that she already put there, I knew, no, you can't do well with this. And trust me, this lady has over 5,000 followers already. So which was actually a big deal to me. So we now got talking, and she said that's all the items that she has now, she already posted on the page. Because when I checked the last products that she posted, it was about 3 weeks before that date. So she said, but I don't have any other thing to post until I have, new stock and stuff. So I was like, no. Who told you can't post a single item multiple times? It's a strategy. Like, there are multiple ways of posting something. So I now told her that, okay, you know what you do now? You go back when you get home, you see all these items, go and bring them out physically. Okay, do an unboxing video for them, like you're bringing them out of the nylon and showing the camera and talking about it and all. So that's one. Some other days again, put it on mannequin, dress it up, snap it, or make a video or make a voiceover or something and post. Some other days, wear it, wear your shoe and bag, dance with it and stuff. I created a different scenarios for her. So, so what I'm saying in essence is, whatever it is that you are, be intentional about what you post out there, because people need to see you. And I'm sorry. And what I'm saying in essence is, one, people, for this particular lady, somebody who saw it while she was unboxing it and didn't like it might like the fitting by the time she's wearing it. So, and some other people might like it on the mannequin and how. So, and by the time you post it repeatedly, or perhaps the first 2 times you posted it, the right people have not seen it. So the 3rd time you posted it again, yeah, another person could see and buy. So that is how it. You could post a single item multiple times. Then another thing under this visibility is, how are you communicating value? Because as it is now, for social media, it's beyond just posting out there. You need to communicate, you need to connect with your audience. You need to start to build a community. So for example, people no longer buy with logic, they buy emotions. They buy emotions. Okay, let me stop speaking grammar. Let me put it this way. For example, you're selling cream. For me, that I'm your customer, it is not the cream that I need in the real sense of it. I need a smooth skin. I need, like that. For you that sell makeup, this is not the makeup that I want to buy. What I want to buy a pretty face. Do you get? So for example, you sell drill. It is not the drill that I needed. What is the value the drill has for me? It is to dig a hole. It is a hole I want. That is why I would need a drill. So you have to be able to communicate value. So for example, for Backstage House, for sometimes I'm known for dancing on social media, dancing. But got to some point, I felt, you know what? Let me change my strategy. Let me start to connect with these people. Let me start to communicate value. And that is what Instagram is currently responding to. So, and, I was able to see the results. So because until you're able to achieve that is when people will trust you. That is when people will connect with you. And when it comes to selling visibility, Trust me, it is when people trust you, it is when you show up enough for people to be able to trust you, it is then they will start to buy from you. So that's about that. So thirdly, for you to make build a profitable brand from what you have, first, because the reason why many small businesses don't even last is because we don't delay we don't delay gratification. Okay, you have to be able to delay gratification. I know that, in fact, even me, I've fallen into this pressure before at some point. Let's learn to delay gratification. For the first 3 to 4 years of your business, learn to plow back at least 80% of whatever you are making. I understand that, okay, it could be a new business, you are under pressure you also have a life, like, because you took out your own money to invest into that business. So at some point or the other, you also need one or two things. Of course, you might have the need to pull money out, but be reasonable enough to pull what won't affect the business out. So there's this prayer. For example, now you see somebody who started business 2 years ago or even 1 year ago, they're already flying to China. They're already, these are money that you're supposed to keep rolling. Where were you getting the item before? What has changed? Why the prayer to travel? Because traveling alone, the time that you used to travel, the time it would take for your item to arrive, the money, the traveling expenses and all of that, it's not worth it for a smaller brand. So at the end of the day, you're just like, okay, you're under pressure to do this and that, and you force that people can see that you are traveling. You want to look like you want to look successful. Without, you haven't gotten to that stage. So by and large, what I'm saying is we should learn to plow back as much as we should learn to plow back profits at the early stage of the business, to the extent that the business will now grow to an extent whereby by the time you are pulling out money, it won't affect the business in any way. Okay, so that's about that. In fact, let me make an example of at some point in my business at the early stage, maybe I think we were around 3 years then and all. In fact, my store was a porter cabin then in Agege, Pennsylvania. So there was this prayer because I saw most of my friends were most of my friends were traveling out on vacation. They were buying cars. In fact, some were even building multiple houses. At that point, I now felt that, share, like I'm supposed to, like I'm working too. I'm supposed to, So it got to that point that I felt, what? I think I need a new car too. And so I put all my savings together at that point, and I was going to actually get a car. In fact, it was the day preceding the day I was supposed to pay for that car that my pastor preached on eating your seed. In fact, that message till tomorrow, I cannot forget it. And he went on and on talking about, okay, you that graduated from maybe a tailoring school, that you graduated now for years, and the sewing machine you used to do graduation is still in your shop. That's what you are still using after 10 years. And you are buying Ashobi every now and then, and you are under pressure of, it was just here and there that, okay, some will be under age pressure. Now I'm 40, all my mates are living in their own houses. You are now under pressure to go build a house in one bush and stuff. And in fact, it just went on and on that day. And I felt, maybe this message is actually for me, because I was actually going to buy a car. And funny enough, in the real sense of it, at that time, I was like, in fact, even if I'd bought that car at that time, my shop is just a porter cabin then. Like, there was no even parking space where I could put it. So it doesn't make any reasonable sense for me to buy a car at that point. So, but listening to that message, I canceled the plan, and I used the money to get a room and a parlor self-contained in Ikeja, because my first store was in Agege. So I got it, and we were able to get that apartment. We set it up, bought items and stuff. And trust me, by the time we started to operate in that second location, it was as if people were just waiting for us to come out of Agege. Our sales blew up. So I could imagine if I had, at that point, put all my savings together, I would have just been back in, square zero and started all over again, So please, let's endeavor to delay gratification. So another point I would also need to encourage people, if you want to build a profitable brand, is to, at the early stage of your business, please focus more on sales and cash flow, not branding, packaging, logo, structure, and all of that. All of these other things, they come as you grow. So, excuse me. So, all of these things come as you grow. In fact, lately I ordered something. So it was delivered to me, and that thing cost 15,000. And you won't believe that. Sorry. The way this item was packaged in a box, the bag. In fact, by the time I unboxed that item, and I saw like, all this packaging for a 15,000 item. I don't say that item because I don't know where this video would go and stuff, because so, and I unboxed it, like, because if I'm to estimate that packaging alone to be more than 2,000 to 3,000. So I was now wondering that for a product of 12,000, that you have spent like 3,000 naira to package, so how much is your profit? So please, at the early stage, please, what is more important is sales and cash flow. As you grow, when you now begin to make sales, you have a lot of turnover. You cannot start doing packaging, branding. And so, in fact, let me make you laugh. There was a day a mentee reached out to me, and she was like, okay, she wanted to start, she has some business ideas, and we got talking, and eventually we were able to, settle on one. So, and in fact, I went as far as giving her where she could, source the items and all. So eventually, one day I now saw her on if I just forgot about it. So one day I saw her on my WhatsApp status, and I reached out to her. Like, madam, I didn't even hear from you again. How far with what we discussed? Have you started, just to catch up on her and all? And she was like, that's, yes. So she was still going to invite me for the store opening and all, but that the items have arrived. She has gotten the store, although it's small store or something, but but she is still waiting for the person who is doing our logo. Our logo. Hey, So in fact, I it was as if I didn't hear what she was saying very well, because logo, when the item just, your rent is running, everything. I mean, you're waiting for logo to launch. I don't, So please, this is something that we need to just stay it again and again, because at the early stage, and because of this social media thing, we just get carried away with social media aesthetics. Whereas what we are supposed to focus on is sales, how to make sales, and your cash flow also. Okay, let me not speak big grammar. Your cash flow is money movement within your business. Okay, for example, you make sales. Now you have made sales. So, for example, you sold an item worth 100,000. So, how have you been able to share that money around? Okay, you pay rent, you pay staff, you pay this. Then at the end of the day, you're able to make some profit. That is just the whole idea of cash flow. So those are the things you should be focused on. Okay, you're making your sales, you're doing this and that, you're able to cover your costs and all, and you're still able to make profits. So, and sales. But we all just get carried away with the social media aesthetics, the packaging, the logo, and all. And at the end of the day, you get distracted from you want to look rich, you want to look like a successful business, whereas you're not focusing on what you're supposed to focus on. So we could just go on and on, but that is the few tips I thought to share.
It's not a few at all. Even if it's few in number, it's very huge in value, because I think one of the things that kept coming at me while you were speaking is something that Steve Harris said, that it's not what you don't have that is a problem. It is what
Yeah.
you have and don't know how to
How
use.
to
And I
use,
think,
yes.
honestly, I think the story you told at the beginning of your friend that moved from a location to another location, and that's how she would have just shifted from what was working for her to something
Exactly.
else that does
Else
not concern
entirely.
her, that she does not have
That
gifting
she
or passion
probably doesn't
for.
even have markets for.
Exactly, that she will now struggle with, and she will not be thinking it's village people.
Oh,
Meanwhile, what she already has was good enough. She just needed to adapt it to the new,
exactly.
environment. You giving her that idea. And honestly, this for me again, what I hear here is the power of mentorship. A lot of us we think that our ideas. I know when our ideas come to us, we often have this emotional attachment to it. So you want to carry it out the way that you've seen it in your head. That's why that lady will want to wait for the logo, because the way she saw it in her head is like packaging. Like, I want to
Yeah,
be excellent. And it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. But I feel like there are stages in this thing. And the thing is, if you are starting something and you start, "Bah," where will you go next? Like, what will be the next level if you
next
finish?
thing, yeah.
But if you start small, then you leave room for improvement and improvement and improvement. So thank you so much for
You're
sharing so
welcome.
much value. It shows that it flows. Like, you're right. This one is Abinibi, this is Abinibi, because it was just flowing from you. Like, this is so good. This is the life
Thank
I live.
you.
And we
Thank
love, love,
you.
love, love, love it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing so powerfully. God bless you. Thank you.
You too.
Awesome. All right, ladies, I hope that you've gotten a lot of value there. I did, I did, I did. Knowledge is not enough. That you know that you have this skill, that you know that you have this value is not enough. Who needs it? Because that's how you can expand it. That's how you can multiply it. Who needs that value? And then when you know who needs it, how can you get them to want it? And when they do want it, are you ready to sell it? How much? How will you sell it? How can you then turn it over to then bring more money before you now think of, okay, packaging and all of those things? I think this was so beautiful and very, very practical. And I love all the examples that she used. She brought it home for us so that we can really understand it and apply it to our own different spheres. And I know, like, service, if you think of service provider and then product and products, it might look like, but I think some of the stories she shared, it's intertwined. Like the lady with the makeup, she's a service provider, but she also plugged it into products when she started to sell recommended makeup products for our clients. But the service is she used the freemium route, right? Oh, today let me just make your brow for you. By the way, I do makeup, oh, I do auto gel, oh, I do this, I do that. In case you have somebody, please call me. You see? And then you start to build your clientele. I love, love, love it. And my head is like, Ejiro, what are you doing? What are you doing? You need to start doing some of these things. So thank you so much, Lady Mojisola. That was so powerful. Of course, we're going now to our final speaker of the day. Of course, the last but not the least, definitely not the least at all. Our final speaker today is the one and only, hey, Gege. Hey, I call her, which day call her the last time I saw her? Oh, I've forgotten the name. I give her one name. The name will come back later. But she's the brain behind this platform. She's the one who has brought us together today. And so our final speaker for the day is none other than Lady Kiki Okewale, a strategic ecosystem builder. Oh, my name fit and die. Ecosystem builder and serial entrepreneur in the African fashion industry. Honestly speaking, my mind is blown every time I see her post, every time I see the things, the work she's doing in the fashion space. And I'm like, man, people they dream, oh, people they think, oh, people they do business. So she is the founder of multiple ventures and the visionary behind Whatrybe. Our work focuses on building systems, connecting people, and creating opportunities that scale. And she will be speaking on the power of connected women, turning collaborations into economic currency. This one sits here. If you don't have a seat before, carry your seat, come closer. If you don't have your pen and paper before, carry it now, come closer, because hey, the value is about to be sealed and cemented. Ladies and gentlemen, well, unless the gentlemen are eavesdropping, I know, some of them are eavesdropping, I know. Some men are eavesdropping, like, what are these women doing here? We know you are there, so welcome. Lady Kiki, how are you doing?
Energetic EJ. How you
One and
doing? Thank you so much. I'd like to first say, acknowledge all the hard work and everything you do for us at What Tribe. You always do this every year, and I don't take this for granted. Thank you so very much for always
thank
making
you so
yourself
much.
available.
Thank you for
I'd
always
like to
calling
say
on
thank you
me.
to my My dear friend Mujisola, thank you. You are phenomenal. I mean, it's always a pleasure and an honor to just, watch your videos, watch your nuggets, your advice, and everything. And having you here saying yes, I know this is a new terrain for her. We are forcing her, we are pulling her out, we are dragging her out. I'm excited when she said yes. I was like, yay! Finally, my tribe gets to listen to her because she's building something phenomenal. And, it's something that we really need to learn. I mean, from the little she has shared, I'm sure that we've all learned a whole lot. I wanted her to take the question of the lady because I don't know if she's going to be here at the end. There's a question that was asked, and this is one question that people actually ask all the time. People say things like the market is saturated, the market is saturated. And this person is saying, how do I position myself in a market that is already too saturated? And I'll just honestly want you to help me take that question because it's in alignment with what you've shared. And so I'll let you take that before I go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Because
hear
I
you.
thought
Go ahead, please. We can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, great. There is no business that is not saturated. In fact, things are worse now because of this advent of social media and all that. So there is no market that is not saturated. Get that first. Okay? But you as a vendor or you that you're just coming into the market, what is your selling point? What value really are you bringing? What value are you bringing? For example, now, okay, let me use Baxter House as an example. Before you, in fact, social media has now even made it worse to the extent that the moment you click on shoes, Instagram will start showing you other people that are selling same thing that you sell. Like, it is that worse, really. So, but what differentiates you? What differentiates? And that is part of what I also call building brand community. What are you communicating? Communicate your value. Like I said, as much as I told you before, I used to dance, I used to just dance, but now I'm beginning to talk about, because the algorithm is also changing. So I began to talk about, okay, what do I sell? How do I make people, how do I create build a brand community? What value am I bringing? Right? For example, for Baxter House, now one of our value is, okay, if you want to buy from us, you are not only buying shoes, it's like a one-stop store. So you cannot compare me with somebody who would like, or okay, you have a party now, you need a bag and a shoe, and another vendor is selling only bag. But the fact that I've been able to bring the two together for you, to even plus jewelry, the fact that I've been able to put that is value I've brought. By that, I've been able to differentiate myself from another person. And also that's one. Then two, your customers. This is just one thing I was supposed to also chip in earlier. Customers also, like, don't when I was talking about visibility and how to, you say you're having 200 customers, what value are you feeding them with? Okay, what value are you feeding your customers with? What are you telling them? What are they hearing from you? What connection do they have with you? There are many times some items that I sell, I see it elsewhere, I'm like, I mean, do you understand? Like, how are these people making profits? They are selling at this price, more cheaper. But I bring mine and I sell out. Even at the price that I am selling it. So it is not like those people are not seeing those other people, but you've been able to create a connection. So connect with your customers, befriend them. By that way, you are able to connect with them. In fact, the moment, and please be consistent. This consistency of a thing cannot be overemphasized. Really, consistent. The more you project yourself, the more you come online, the more you show up. That is the word. The more you show up, you're able to build trust, and they're able to connect with you, and by that, you'll be able to make your sales. Okay, so let it be that whatever it is that you are doing, no matter how saturated the market is, whatever it is that you choose to do, please do it so well that it will be impossible for you to fail. Like, okay, for example, my brand is Bags Warehouse. That was because I started with bags, right? The first item I started to sell was bags, and despite the fact that along the line, in fact, despite the fact that I even sell more shoes than bags, now I am still Bags Warehouse. So whatever it is that you do, do it so well. Because when I started with bags, I major in that handbags, and I did it so well. I was so consistent. I was so that if you think about bag, I will become, there's no way, because you are seeing me every day. You are seeing me, I'm always, bringing this and that. And many times, like I said, it is not like I have new arrivals like on a daily basis like that. No, but maybe a shoe today, I snapped it in a way that I'm unboxing it. Tomorrow, I can snap it on a model's leg. Next tomorrow, I can put it beside a bag. It's still the same shoe I'm bringing. So with this, you're able to show things in different ways, and you just keep popping up. People keep seeing you here and there, and you ring so much in their head that any day they have a need for that item, you are just top of the mind. So every market is there's no market that is not saturated now, especially these days of social media, where so just know what value are you bringing, what is differentiating you from the others, and do it so well that you will be top of people's mind.
Wow, thank you so very much. You're absolutely right. I just wanted you to take that because I know that you sell shoes, you sell bag, I sell shoes, I sell bag, amongst other things that you do and other things that I do. But yet everyone is selling. So it's not about the number of people that are selling something. It's about the value that you're able to give to your clients and a reason for them to choose you regardless of all the other options that they have. Yes, that they have available. So that's why I really wanted you to touch on it so they know that, yes, we do the same thing in some areas, but everyone is selling. The market might be saturated. However, it doesn't change the fact that people are out there and so people want to choose you. There are some people that they are your tribe. They will see what Bag Warehouse is selling and they'll say, no, I'm not buying. It's Kiki's own I want to buy. They will see what Kiki is selling and they'll say, you know what? No, it's Bag Warehouse own I want to buy. The same product, two different price points, but they are choosing where they want to buy from. Why? Because people buy from people. People buy from people. It's about how you've been able to communicate the value, how you've been able to show why they should pick you. So don't let that market is saturated thing stop you. Do you know how many people are selling ready to wear? Do you know how many people are selling ready to wear? It's crazy. But on a daily basis, we're selling. Why? We have a unique selling point. What is your unique selling point in that business that you have? Why should I choose you? I've seen people come and buy more expensive things as opposed to seeing it cheaper because it is that brand, because it is that person. Is it what I ordered versus what I got when people buy from you? Because that is very important. They see something on your page and you say it's water. When it gets to you, it's half water, half ink. So you have to make sure that you build a system around yourself that makes you the preferred choice. You have to make you the preferred choice. So I wanted her to respond to that before we go ahead. So thank you so much, my darling. I hope you're not leaving yet.
Okay, I'll stand by.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Yeah, Toluwani says, I can't believe I am getting this for free. Oh, thank God. Thank you for this webinar. Yeah, and this is exactly why we do what we're doing. For me, I always say that if one person gets value for what we're doing, then we've succeeded. It's not about the crowd. It's about the value that you get. And I say to my team, if one person says, thank you for this webinar, thank God you thought about this topic, thank God that I attended this, then we have succeeded. Because it's a ripple effect. This one person understands this and then takes it to the next level and, talks to someone else about it as well. And we keep building a system where women are thriving, a system where women understand what they carry. And I'm just so thankful. Unfortunately, our Bukola is no longer here. I'd like to just use this opportunity to say Thank you so much, Ore Bukola, because oh my God, the 3 pillars: be known. In fact, it became 4 pillars: be known, be liked, be trusted, be remembered. If you look at what Bagwell House Mojisola actually said, everything is in alignment. Because for your brand as a business to sell, you need to be known. People need to know you, and it's not about the numbers. Look at what Mojisola said earlier. She said, what you are not giving your 200 followers, you will not give 10,000 followers. It is not about the numbers. It is about you and the value that you're giving people. And that's why she said, be known. What are you doing to be known? To that lady who is thinking the market is saturated, what are you doing to be known? What are you doing to be liked? It is not enough for you to be known. You need to be liked, because why do you think people will see something somewhere, 80,000, and go and buy it at 120 somewhere else? Why? They like that brand. They like the face behind that brand. They like the personality. They like what the storytelling that person is able to give. So be known, be liked, be trusted in this life where, in this new generation, where there are a lot of scammers out there. There is a lot of what you ordered versus what you get. There's a lot of fakeness. I've seen people use my image to sell fake my item. They use me. They literally open their own page. And when you go to that page, you will think that you are on my page. So how do you then become trusted? You have to make sure that you're known, you're liked, you're trusted, and what? You are remembered. Remember what Mojisola said. When anybody thinks about bag, our name has to come. When anybody thinks about bags, our name has to come to their head. Top of the mind awareness. So that is Ore Bukola in just a nutshell. And then let's go to Josephine, because just showing you how everything is in sync. The currency that we women carry, how everything is in sync. Understanding that it is not about somebody else giving you value. You are the value. When somebody says, what do you bring to the table? You are the table. So it's not about what you're bringing to the table. You are the value. Understand your emotions. Yes, be known, be liked, be trusted, and be remembered. Absolutely. And I read something that respect yourself enough to value yourself. Respect yourself enough to value yourself. Set healthy limits. Very important. Because when you don't even understand who you are and you know what you carry, you then underprice. And look at how that aligns with what Mojisola has said. A lot of people underprice themselves because they feel maybe if my price is cheaper, maybe people will buy from me. They still don't buy from them. It is not about you undervaluing yourself. It is not about that. It is not about you overworking. It is not about you staying too long in a place. You have to understand who you are and what you carry. Okay? So it is very important. Brooke says, I am on the table. I am on the table. All right. So and just to mention what Mojisola said, get clarity, identify your market. Get clarity, identify, because if we're talking about collaboration, all of these things that we've talked about, you need to first understand it. Because if you don't have any value, nobody wants to collaborate with you. Forget it. Value is what? Value is exchange. So nobody wants to collaborate with you. We always go back to energetic EJ. Why? Because of the value. If somebody tells me I'm going to Dubai, I need somebody. If somebody tells me I'm doing a virtual thing, I need somebody. I know who to mention. It is about the value. There is no amount of money. The way she does this for us is pro bono. Because we know the value that she carries. And she shows up, she brings her energy. You see that her name, Energetic EJ. That is the name. When you look for energy, you know that is top of the mind awareness. So it's very important that you give yourself clarity. You identify who you want to serve and then work with visibility. Mojisola said, post with intention. Put money back into the business. Some of you have eaten your seed. Some of you have eaten your seed. You're not even thinking. You're not even thinking. Everything is, you want to buy new things. Every time, things that when you buy, you just drop them. You see that delayed gratification. You see that delayed gratification. I will not forget one time I was on a flight and I was in my economy. I cannot come and kill myself. And then I had access to the lounge because I'm a frequent flyer. So I had access to the lounge and I remember meeting someone and the person was saying, big girl like you. And that person wanted me to feel bad for entering economy. Hey, me. Me that I know who I am and what I carry. And I understand that I can buy what I want. But it's about understanding what delayed grats. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with flying business class. I fly it all the time. I love it. But there are some times in your life, there are some seasons in your life that you don't go and buy the car that Moji was about to buy. Because she understands. Thank God that she got that clarity. It is not about, you have to understand the season of your life and what that resource is going to do for you. Is it where you want to be at that point? And as I was listening to Mojisola, I was so excited because I've had times in my life when, I put money together and I want to buy something that I know will eventually not in the long run. It has no value. It's for show off at that point. And maybe I'm having a conversation with a friend or I'm having a conversation with my husband and it's like, are you sure this is really what you need at this point? Delayed gratification. Buy what you need when you need it, not because other people are doing it, not because other people are buying it. Delayed gratification. Pull your money back into your business. Build your business in such a way that when you then remove that money to do that thing, it doesn't affect your business. Very important. Now, let's talk about collaboration. Collaboration is key. Collaboration is a currency that we should not joke with. It is a currency we should not play about with. A lot of us are busy competing with people that we should be collaborating with. Tell me why. A lot of us are seeing other people as our competitors when they're supposed to be your mentor. Hey, give yourself brain. No. Let us be giving ourselves. I'm telling you. Forget all this nonsense that is on social media that is putting you under pressure. And they are saying that, two people selling the same things can't be friends. Everything has to be about competing. I just told you, Moji is selling shoes, bags, jewelry. I'm selling shoes, bags, jewelry. And we talk. And she's here speaking. All these social media shenanigans and big drama that is making you compete with your benefactor is making no sense. It is making no sense. A hard truth we don't say out loud is that there are too many capable women building valuable things that never reach their full potential. Because you want to do it all by yourself. People have built, can I have my slides up, please, so they can see? People have built a community. People have built an audience that you can tap on. I talk about the 3 L's. I call it you lean on, you learn from, and you leverage on. You see, there are people that we need to lean on. Lean on. When you lean on them, you're tapping from their resources. There are people we need to learn from. And instead of you to learn from them, you're like, she's the only one. Showing the card, she thinks she's the only one that can do it. You're thinking, I feel sorry for you. I feel so sorry for you because honestly, we women need to do better. The way men come together and build a formidable force. Men come together like a broom that you cannot break. and you are there, you are standing as one stick. Do you know how easy it is to break one stick? My sister, see, it is time for us to start telling ourselves the sweet truth. Because me, I don't want to call it bitter truth. It is sweet. Honestly, there are too many capable women building valuable things that they are not reaching their full potential, not because they lack skill, not because they lack discipline, but because they are building it in isolation. And here is what isolation actually costs in economic terms. You price lower because you have no community validating your worth. Remember when Moji talked about it? You price lower because there's nobody validating your worth. It is very important. You miss opportunities because you are not in the right rooms. Family of I can do it myself. I say this to my children all the time because when you want to help them, growing up, my daughter will be like, no, mommy, I can do it myself. My son will be like, no, I can do it. I say, listen, you might be able to do it yourself, but there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's absolutely nothing wrong. And I used to be on this table where asking for help was a big deal. I felt so entitled, like if I hear no, it's the end of the world. Nobody owes me yes. So if I hear no, it is okay. I will move forward. No is not the end of the world. A lot of us are so full of ourselves. We feel like, the world owes us. Nobody owes you nada. Nobody owes you anything. You owe yourself. And if you are not showing up, if you're not intentional, if you're not consistent, if you don't have resilience as a big thing in your life, it will show. You will miss opportunities. You will grow slower because you're solving alone what others have already solved. You see this thing of, I want to walk my own path. I want to walk my own journey. I want to be beating myself. When some other people have walked that journey, why? Go and learn what worked. What is not working? What took them 10 years can take you 1 year. Why must this coconut end? Why is it that we must suffer? They've sold a lie that you have to suffer. It has to be a story of grass to grace. Why? Who is selling that lie? Learn from people. Why grow slower when you can grow faster? You burn out faster because you're carrying what has already been designed. Isolation is not just an emotional burden. It is an economic one. And for women, it is one of the most expensive decisions to make, isolating yourself. So let's talk about currency. When we say currency, we must be precise. Currency is anything that can be exchanged. It's not just about money. Currency is anything that can be exchanged, that creates access. Currency is that thing that gives influences to outcomes, that multiplies when it moves. Now, apply that definition to collaboration. When two women combine network, access just multiplies. When two women co-sign each other's work, credibility multiplies. When two women pool knowledge together, solutions compound. This is key. When two women build together, the economic output exceeds what either could have done alone. So collaboration is not a soft skill. No, collaboration is not a soft skill. It is a way to build together. It is a strategy. And when women stay together, they build power. But a lot of times I realize that people don't actually understand when we talk about collaboration. So for example, I'll use myself and Mojisola for example. Are we a good fit for collaboration on the social media space? No. We might be a good fit backstage, sharing ideas, sharing insight, sharing knowledge, but we cannot go collaborate together on social media. Why? She's selling what I'm selling. Right? So when we talk about collaboration, I see people say, oh, this person doesn't want to collaborate with me. All right, let's be realistic. First and foremost, If you have 1,000 followers, be realistic enough and don't go and meet someone that has 300K followers to collaborate with you. The question is, what value do you have to give to that person? And we now hear things, women get kicked. Women are not really supporting each other because you're not going to the people that you can exchange value together. Collaboration is supposed to be fair to both parties. It's not a favor. It is value exchange. You sell ready to wear. You come to me to collaborate with you. How? When I sell ready to wear, I'm basically pushing my crowd to you. But let's say you go meet Moji now and say, oh, you're selling ready to wear. Moji doesn't sell ready to wear. Women that are buying our shoes, bags, our jewelry are the ones that need your ready to wear. And so you have, let's say, even if you don't have the same number of followers, you have the same kind of pedestal, right? She has over 600K followers and you have 200K that are actually buying your ready to wear. Of course, they need to buy shoes and bags as well. It's making sense. It's aligning. So you need to understand the right person to collaborate with. Value is not just created. Value must be seen. Value must be validated and circulated to become wealth. And the reason why many women remain undervalued is not a skill gap. It is a circulation gap. And collaboration is what closes that gap. When women build together, visibility is shared. Your work reaches room you never entered before. I've collaborated with, for example, one time I collaborated with, it wasn't even planned. I collaborated with Wosi, right? She sells kitchen utensils, pots, stuffs like that. And I just went there. It was during Niger Banchik thing. And I just went there. We talk, we're friends. In fact, we're working on another collaboration at the moment. And so we went there and I just said, you know what, let's do something. I started that video from my house. She didn't give me script. I came up with it because I wanted her to see the value. I did the video beginning. I went to her store. We did it. I was wearing my outfit. I told her what to say. And when we posted that video and collaborated it together, oh my God, it was a force. It was a force. And that is what happens when women build together. We shared visibility. The people on my page that are buying my shoes, they're buying my jewelry, they're buying my fabric, they're buying my ready-to-wear. Obviously, they need pots, they need cups, they need plates, they need cutleries. And so they were buying. And also, the people that were buying our stuff, a lot of them are women. They need what I'm selling. It is very important that you understand. Value circulates. What you create moves faster when value circulates. A woman building alone can only circulate her value as far as her own reach allows. A woman building in collaboration circulates her value across other people's network in the community. This is very important. There is a visible economy. There is money. So let nobody deceive you that there's no money on the street of Gram. Let no one deceive you because on a daily basis, people are making billions, millions on this street of Ghana. It means that there's money there. People are buying. Do not be deceived. Even in this present economy. It was so funny that last year when people said, oh, the economy was bad, I had a meeting with a couple of women who are entrepreneurs. And 80% of them made more sale last year than they made the year before last year that they said the economy was worse. People are buying. And the moment you keep telling yourself people are not buying, you start justifying why you are not doing the work. You have to do the work. You have to be intentional. You have to be consistent. Some of you open shop on social media today. You don't post tomorrow. You post next tomorrow. You don't post for 3 days. So imagine your social media. I say to people all the time, your social media is your store. It's not, forget social media. It is your store. Imagine I drive to your store today, you don't open. Then I come tomorrow, you are open. I come in 2 days' time, you're not open, am I going to take you serious? You're not a serious business person. In this day and age that you can actually even schedule your post. Even if you are not going to be available tomorrow, you can schedule your post today for tomorrow, next tomorrow, a week. You can schedule your post such that you're showing up consistently. Yes, Dario, the power of collaboration cannot be overemphasized. And we need to talk about this all the time. We need to talk about this. The talk made me remember the book Wearing Ill and Climbing the Ladder. Not easy, but clarity of purpose and understanding what value you represent keeps the ill steady on the ladder. Absolutely. It is very important. So you recommend, for the opportunity you didn't know, other people recommend you. That is collaboration. Yesterday, I posted a fabric painting that I did for a political person. And by the time I looked at my phone, at about 2 hours after, I went to my story and I saw more than 10 people had reshared my post for me. I didn't ask. I didn't ask. That is collaboration. And then I had like 5 people reaching out to say, if I get this contract, what's my commission? The first person even said, do I get a commission? I'm like, of course. Yes, we can work it out. That is a collaboration. It's not every collaboration that is about posting and tagging each other. Let's understand that. There are collaborations in different ways. So you have to, but the first thing is, are you visible? Imagine I did that video and I didn't post it. Imagine I did that video, I didn't post it. That's number one. Imagine even though I posted that video, I'm not liked. Imagine I posted that video, I am not trusted. What's going to happen? People are going to look at it and they're going to pass it by. That's why it's very important for you to be known, be liked, be trusted, and be remembered. It is very important. People need to trust you to even want to build together with you. If people don't trust you, building with you becomes uneasy. And when you are talking about collaboration, I said it on radio the other time, you have to make sure that you are in alignment. You have to make sure that you're setting clear goals, clear expectations. You don't want to feel like I'm doing the work, the other person is not doing the work. Sit down and set clear goals. What do I want to achieve with this collaboration? What do you want to achieve with this collaboration? What can we do to make sure that everybody is winning? Because it should be a win-win situation. The invisible economy is not built by individual effort. It is built by women who have chosen to collaborate strategically. Women who understand that every genuine collaboration expands the economic surface. The surface area becomes bigger and everyone wins. It has to be a win-win situation. So what collaboration actually is, let's be very clear, because this word gets used loosely a lot of times. Collaboration is not cooperation. Doing things side by side is not collaboration. Collaboration is not networking. Exchanging contact is not collaboration. A lot of us will go to events, we'll go and exchange contact, and then you do nothing, absolutely nothing with that contact. Your phone is filled, your card, where you put all your cards are filled up, but you do nothing with it. Collaboration is not support. Sharing each other on, while valuable, is not collaboration. Collaboration is the structured combination of complementary value toward a shared economic outcome. Remember what I said? Collaboration is the structured combination of complementary value. What does that mean? Your value is complementing each other. Value is exchanged towards a shared economic outcome. And it asks questions like, what do I bring that you cannot easily replicate? What do you carry that would multiply what I am building? What becomes possible between us that is impossible alone? Are you understanding? What do I bring that you cannot easily replicate? What do you carry that would multiply what I am building, what you are building? What becomes possible between us that is impossible when we go alone? When women answer those questions, we're able to identify who we are to be collaborating with. And we know that it's not a feel-good situation. It's an engine that will build the structure for both organizations, for both people. Moji is here right now, having this life. It's a collaboration. Right? So we need to understand that we're building a force. Now let's talk about from collaboration to economic power. Collaboration becomes economic currency when it produces outcomes neither party could reach alone. This is key. Neither party could reach alone. And even if they could reach it alone, it will take a long time. What you're doing is you are breaking it such that you can get to your destination faster. It reduces your cost of growth. It is shared knowledge, shared networks, shared mistakes already made so you don't have to make them again. It expands your market access. It expands your client base. People become aware of you. And then you're leveraging on that person. They trust Moji. So because Moji is collaborating with Kiki, automatically I'm trusting Kiki because I trust Moji. You're leveraging on their influence. You're leveraging on their trust. Instead of, can this person be trusted? Is this person a scam? Now they are seeing you on somebody they've trusted. And now they are saying, since Moji knows that person, this person cannot be a scam. People have called me, I saw you are following somebody's page. I just wanted to ask you, do you know the person personally? Because I'm about to give them business. I get this all the time. I get it. So imagine when I post that person on my page, people don't need to call me anymore. They just be like, you know what? You trust that person for you to be able to post that person. Let us think out of the box. Let us think out of the box. But the thing I've noticed is a lot of people don't know the kind of people they should be collaborating with. The question you should be asking is, who has my audience? Who has my audience on their platform? That if they put me on their page, I'm not conflicting what they're doing. I'm not competing with them. But their audience gets to see me. It accelerates your positioning. It puts you in the front line. Credibility just goes to the next level automatically. When two women co-sign, it's like, it's a force. It's like we're two people coming together to say the same thing one way. We're not saying it in two different ways. We're saying it. It creates a compounding return. The value produced together continues to circulate long after the collaboration itself ended. And this is how women move from being basic to extra. How you're able to build wealth through alignment. When two come together, and I say this is when two head, when two good head. If you go and bring two bad head, you're on your own. When two good heads come together, you will see the results. We need to stop treating the lone builder as the ideal thing. When women refuse to collaborate, whether out of scarcity thinking, out of competition thinking, or simply not knowing how, the cost is concrete. It costs you start having slower revenue growth because the network effects never really activate. Duplicated efforts because when women in the same space are solving the same problems in separate rooms, it's just you diverting and just, it waters down the whole thing. But when we are together in one room, it's even difficult for you to underprice because you are working towards a collective standard, right? Limited reach because value stays contained within one woman's individual network. Let's leverage on other people's network. The most dangerous myth is that there's something wrong with asking for collaboration. A lot of people say, oh, I feel bad. I feel bad if I ask somebody to collaborate with me and they say no. If they say no, move on to the next person. Nobody owes you a yes. If you are not sharing to them the value that you have come to give, and they feel like it's not value exchange, you cannot force it. You should not force it. But there's nothing wrong with asking, let's collaborate. The one I did with was I told you, I said it. And even this year, I said, sis, that one worked last year. Oh. Sis, that one worked last year. Oh. Let's do it again. And she's like, Oma, let's do it. And if she says, you know what, I'm not ready, then she's not ready. And it's okay. She doesn't owe me. And if she felt like, oh my God, I didn't get value the last time, I don't want to do it, that's also okay. This people must give me what I want mentality. We need to stop it. Stop it. Okay? Nobody owes us. We've talked about that. So, lastly, if collaboration is going to function as a currency, we must be very deliberate about it. Number one, clarity of value. Know precisely what you bring to a collaboration, not generally, specifically. What do you offer that creates measurable value for another woman's work? Clarity of value. Number two, strategic alignment. Seek collaborators whose strengths close to your gaps and whose gaps your strengths close. Complementary value, not identical value. Remember what I said? Don't go and be trying to steal their own thing. You are selling the same thing and you are trying to steal their own. No. Strategic alignment. Number three, consistent presence. Show up reliably in the spaces where collaboration is possible. Trust is the foundation of any economic relationship, and this is built through repeated, visible consistency. Number four, contribution before extraction. Some of you are takers, you are not givers. You take. You want to suck the life out of somebody else, but you cannot give. Enter every collaborative space asking what you can add before you ask what you can receive. A lot of you want people to mentor you, but it's always about what you can take, never giving value. And when we're talking about this, it's not about giving money. Oh, coach, I saw this on your page and I think you can do this. Oh, coach, I saw you are doing an event and I would like to volunteer. Oh, this, but no. Take. You have to give contribution before extraction. The women who build the strongest economic networks are the ones others want to collaborate with. Then another thing, long-term thinking. Not everything should be transactional. There are some of you, everything is transactional. No. Build relationships. Because when you build relationship, it gives you compound return. Grow with people. Let people know that you genuinely have their interest. So the question is no longer whether women are capable. That has been proven repeatedly, consistently, across every industry, every context. The question is whether we're willing to stop treating our individual capacity as the ceiling of our growth. Your next level is not locked inside more effort. It's not about how hardworking you are. It is inside the woman whose network opens the door you have been knocking on. Your next level is inside the collaboration that positions you inside the system you could not have built alone. Your next level is locked inside the collective economic power that becomes possible when women stop competing for space and start building together. When women collaborate with intention, they do not just support each other. They create economic systems that multiply value. Economic systems that expand access and build wealth, not just for themselves, but for every woman who comes after them. And that is what it means to turn collaboration into power of connected women. Thank you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on now. See me on my seat. What fire is this? This is collaboration on steroids. What? This is a different, like you said, we should keep having this conversation. And I don't think we can say it enough, because not just because of saying sake, but because a lot of us don't really understand the true meaning of collaboration. And we need to be able to understand it first, because that's when we'll see ourselves in it. That's when we'll be able to open our eyes and our minds to the possibility, the endless possibility that exists if we actually approach collaboration as a strategy, not
Mm,
just a, oh, you said something about, I wrote that down. There's not a favor. Not a
mm,
favor, because when we see collaboration as favor, that's when we handle it thoughtlessly, mindlessly. And that's when we let emotion play into the equation. When there's
absolutely.
no business with emotion, like it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about what we want to do, it's about what we want
Absolutely.
to achieve. So if you are the
Mm,
right person, if you like carry fire for head, if I know you have what it takes and I can do it, we will do it, we will get the
mm,
result. I don't have to be friends with you, I don't have to be party
absolutely.
party with you to collaborate with
Mm,
you. We can have, it's like business. Do you know how many people that do partnership, business partnership, and they
mm,
probably cannot see themselves, like they cannot sit in the same room for too long, they will fight
absolutely.
personally. But there's a way. That's what happens with nations. You
Do you know
see
how
these
many
nations,
actors don't talk
my
outside
sister,
they
my
act movie like
they are
they're
set.
best of friends, and as soon as they're out of set, they don't
That's
even
it.
talk.
That's it. The same thing with leaders of nations, presidents.
Absolutely.
You will see one nation, they are quarrel, not be here. But when they get into the
Mm,
room where all head of states are, they still get to the business. They sit on business and they get what needs to be done. And there's no need to
absolutely.
be party. So if we understand collaboration as strategy, it's
Mm,
really, really, really going to help us. And so, yes,
mm,
I agree with you that this is a conversation that we should keep having until we understand it, and until we begin to see the rewards that true, thoughtful, intentional collaboration can actually bring to our brand, to our businesses, and to us, generally. So, thank you so much for sharing so powerfully. Like, I mean, today's
thank you.
sessions, back to back value. And again, that speaks of who you are as well. It speaks of who you are. It speaks of the value that you carry, and that's why you've been able to bring together these amazing women to come deliver value today. That's another level of collaboration, right?
Mm,
And so, thank you so much. I really do appreciate the opportunity to be here again this year, to be a part of this, and to really learn, and to be enlightened, to see things differently, and to approach things with a fresh mindset and a more intentional mindset when it comes to that. So thank you so much. All right.
thank
So
you.
do we want to have like a general Q&A session, so that whoever has question in the audience, you can ask questions now, and then before we completely wrap it up for the day, it's been a fantastic, time together today, and we want to let you go so that you can sit with all the things that you've collected today, and go and look at, okay, which one am I actioning? Where am I starting
Absolutely.
from? Which one will I do
Absolutely.
next? Take it step by step, and take one action from every speaker today. You have at least 4 action points that you can act on in the next 30, 60, or 90 days.
Mm,
Sometimes we take for granted some of these things that we learn. You think, oh, it was so good, it was so good. But if you don't commit to one step that you will take and put a timeline to it, you might end up not using the knowledge. But you have it. And remember
absolutely.
what Sana said, it's not about knowledge, oh. It's good that it's good for us to collaborate. It's good for me to know my market. It's good for me. But what you do with that knowledge is what will separate you. Is what would make
Absolutely.
you a different version of you now, that when we meet next year, when we have this event again. Do you see? So
Mm,
please sit with it. But before we go, if you have any questions, please ask so that we can quickly touch on them before we wrap it up today. So
absolutely.
any questions, please type it out in the comment section. Let's take it. While we are waiting for people to, because they're like, oh my God, this is so much. It's so good. That's enjoying it. Let me
Thank
open
you
the
so
floor.
much, EJ. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. You've been amazing, and I don't take I don't take everything that you do for What Tribe for granted. I'm so honored. I'd also like to acknowledge Rosemary. She's put in a lot of work. She's put in a
Absolutely.
lot of work to make sure. Honestly, all of this, she did it. I've been so swamped and so busy that I haven't even had time to breathe. But
Mm.
she's carried all of this, and she's just made sure that speakers are available. People registered for the conference, and I just want to honestly acknowledge the hard work that she has put into this. Also to
Right.
thank all our speakers.
Mm.
Madam Monfi could not make it. She's not feeling too well, and she sent her apologies. Yes, so she couldn't make it. But to all the other speakers, I'm honestly so grateful. Josephine has been our speaker one time, and oh my God, what a force! What a
Mm.
force to be with Ore Bukola. What an amazing, amazing session. Mojisola Ijaola, thank you so very much. I don't take it for granted. And I'll take it that people don't have questions. Yeah,
Questions.
Rosemary has been
Yes.
reaching out to me exactly. So I will just let you round up. So, but before I let you round up, I'll just like to emphasize on what energetic EJ said. It's not about what you hear; it's about what you do with it.
Mhm.
We've come here today, spent our 2 hours that we could have spent doing something else for ourselves. We've spent it coming here to have conversations with you. And if you listen and you say yes, power, fire, that, but you don't do anything with it, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. I have a request, not a question. I'd like to meet Kiki one-on-one a day to be convenient for me. All right, so you need to reach out to Rosemary. She's my EA, and she will be able to figure something out. To be honest, for the next month or two, I might not be available. I have a lot of in and out of the country, and I'm doing a lot of
Lot.
restructuring.
Mm.
So bear with me. But please work with Rosemary to find a day that would work for both parties. And definitely, I mean, we do this all the time. It's not a big deal. It just needs to be when I'm able to pour into you, because what I try not to do is run on empty and then I have
Right.
nothing to pour. Make sure that there's always something for me to pour, and that is when I'm able to. But please, your takeaway from this should be you taking action. You taking action.
Mm.
Don't just listen. Take action. No one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself.
Right.
No one is coming to save you. And that is not bad. That is your power. Knowing that, and that is from, and when she said that, I laughed because I say it all the time. All my students know. I keep saying, nobody is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And when she said that, I'm like, yeah, absolutely right. So, and then from Josephine, so that's what I want you to take away from Ore Bukola. No one is coming to save you. Save yourself. What are the things you can do to save yourself? Right? Very important. Another one I took from Josephine is recognizing your strength, right? Your core strength. What is the one thing you do effortlessly that others find difficult to do? Another
Mm.
thing is reflection. Another thing is resilience. What challenges have you overcome that you've built a unique wisdom that you can help other people with, right? And natural gift. What is that thing that you're naturally good at that you can be a blessing to other people and to yourself as well? And for Mojisola, I would say, get clarity, identify your market and visibility. So we have a message for Mojisola. Madam Mojisola, please. How do you know when you are undervaluing what you bring to the table? And what did it take for you to start charging and showing up in a way that actually reflected your worth?
Yeah. I don't know if she's in at the moment. I think that's
So
why I
I
can't.
see her here, but I don't know if she's actually
Yeah, I don't know that she's
present.
on stage.
So
Yes, yes.
Rosemary, please make sure you also note this question. You can get a response and then do it as a slide so you can post it
Post.
as well.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. That will work.
Honestly, I'm getting this at the very right time. I'm one energetic individual that loves giving out in my capacity, not just monetarily. I mean, in my capacity. Yeah, I don't meet my type always, but I have been encouraged to keep adding value because that is currency I am rich in. And let me just tell you
Fantastic.
something as well, Mutukwe. The universe is watching. You might
Mm,
think that nobody sees what you're doing. I've received calls that I never in my life thought I would receive. I represented Nigeria in Thailand, all expense paid trip for myself, my husband, because I said, I was going with my husband, all expense paid trip. In fact, that was how many years ago? They gave me $1,000. They gave us accommodation. They fed us. They did everything. Why? Somebody recommended me. I didn't know that person. That person said,
mm,
"I love the way you show up on social media. You sell things, but you still push for people that are selling." And
mm.
that for me, I'm like, wow. I never thought anybody
We
was
know
watching. I was doing it because it comes natural to me. So that is to let you know that the world is watching, the universe is watching. It will pay you back.
at the right time.
Keep doing in the right time. Keep doing what you have to do. For a woman who feels like she has no network to speak of right now, where does she even begin? The
Mm,
fact that you're here, it means that you do have a network. The question is, are you actually doing the best with the one that you have? Remember when
mm.
Mujisola said that it is not about how big what you have is. Even the small one, what are you doing with it?
What are you doing with it?
We have on our Facebook community, we have almost 3,000 women in that community. How are you doing exchange of value?
Mm,
So, Rosemary, one of the things I would want you to do after this is also create a platform where people can even identify who they can collaborate with. Right? This is what I sell. This is who I want to collaborate with. This is what I sell. And then they can find each other on that platform. So let's do this and let's take this very seriously because this is very, very important. A lot of people have access, but they don't know how to use it. A lot of people have
right. That's
access,
true.
they have the network, but they don't know how to use it. So this is very, very important. Very, very important. I'm really grateful for this comment. God bless everyone. God bless you too for joining. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Kiki. The universe is watching. Yes, absolutely. And the universe will pay you back even when you least expect it. So don't stop who you are for the world. Don't let the world change you. You keep changing the world in your own way. Okay. I've been that woman building in isolation and calling it focus. This session just reframed that what that's actually been costing me. Absolutely.
Right.
Now you
Mm.
know. So go do something about it. Go do something about it. There is no
That's
glory in building alone and saying, I did it all by myself, and it takes you forever to
Overcast
get there.
syndrome. Mm,
Yeah. You know that
mm.
syndrome of I did it all by myself.
I
No,
did
let's
it.
not do that. Yes, absolutely. Let's not
Thank
do that.
you.
And Tolua says, thanks, energetic EJ.
Thank
If you
you,
can do
Tolua.
small, you will do big. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, energetic EJ. Thank you, all my speakers. Thank you, all my audience. Thank you for joining. The What Tribe. This program is brought to you by What Tribe. Just in case you're watching us on other platforms and you're not a part of the community, we want to encourage you become a part of our community. There's so much we want to do, and we really need forces. We need people who are willing to pour into the community as well. We need people who are able to say, I want to do a class to teach how to do makeup, a class on how to cook, a class on how to do this. I want to collaborate with this. It's not something that I can do alone or Rosemary can do. We need us to collaborate together to build that community for us. It is free, but the benefit should outweigh any money that anybody is paying elsewhere. So please, if you have anything that you have that you can actually give to the community in terms of value, please, let's do it. All right. We also have what we call the Bounce Back Initiative, where we look at women who are struggling one way or the other. We support them. We help them build their lives back. If you know such a woman that has given up or is about to give up, that has lost everything or is losing everything and needs that support, please recommend them. Rosemary will talk to them, will listen to them and know their story, and will find a way to build them. Because it is not enough to just come and say, oh, get back up, get back up. Everybody wants to get back up. Sometimes we just need that hand to hold us,
For
you
you.
know, to pull you up. So please,
Mm.
let's keep doing what we can in the space that we find ourselves. Thank you so much, and over to you, energetic EJ.
Thank you so much, Lady Kiki. Thank you to all our speakers. Thank you for being here. And thank you to you, our audience, because if you were not here, we would have just been speaking to the air. But you are here to listen, to take notes, and to even reflect back what is coming to you through all the conversations that we've had here today. And I celebrate you. Remember again, it is not in what you've heard, it is not in how powerful what you've heard is right now. The real power would come when you say knowledge is power. No, applied knowledge is power. So the real power will be made manifest in you when you do act on what you've learned here today. So I want to see you few months from now actually leveraging what collaboration looks like. And I'm going to take on that journey even myself. Like Lady Kiki said, a lot of us have access, but we don't know how to leverage it. And I think that's another conversation that we need to have with women. Like, we truly actually do not know how to leverage it, because sometimes we are too scared, like, oh, I don't want to jeopardize this relationship. I know I have this access to this person, but I don't want to jeopardize it. So what's the best way to leverage it in a way that would help? I know I have value, but I don't know if my value is what they need, or if my value is not what they need, how else can I leverage that access? So these kind of conversations are conversations that we should keep having, so that we can all keep learning and keep getting better in our own journeys. But thank you for spending your 2.5 hours with us today on this, event. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging so much. I appreciate you all. It's a pleasure, always a pleasure to serve in this capacity. So me, I'm going to do a shameless plug, because the our madam, yeah, Lady Kiki that brought us here, she's like, if they say person they carry matter for head, that woman, give it to her. She three gbosa for that woman. She carries that matter on her head. Like, I don't send you. You're not like, if you like, cry. If you like, don't cry. Me, I will show up. I will tell you who I am. I will show you what I can do. If it can help you, you better come and collect help. And if you don't want, please pack. Let the people that want see me. And I love it for her. So I'm going to do the same thing. Since I'm on the platform, let me rub off that access. Sometimes when you're in the proximity and in the space where people are doing things, it rubs off on you. So please, this is the energetic EJ, and this is what I do the best. I curate conversations. So whether it's a conference, it's a panel session, it's a virtual party, it's even, please, if you can fly me, I'm also available for global work, right? For global compare. So if you have an event anywhere and you're looking for an energetic host to come, curate the conversations in the room, please, I'm your girl. Please recommend me. In case you think of it, or somebody says, just say, I know somebody. Look for her, energetic EJ, everywhere. All right. But it's been a pleasure serving you all today, and I wish you all the very best. And please, you have currency. No matter where you are on your journey, no matter what level you are on your journey as a woman, you have currency. Recognize it, understand it, and use it. God bless you. Until next year on Whatrybe International Women's Month celebration, this is wishing you keep showing up, keep being confident, and keep leveraging the currency that you have. God bless you. See you next year. Bye.